Alright, equipment overview. Start back in time. So I started out on a few whetstones. So this is a 240 800 grit, a 1400 4000 grit, and a 3000 8000 grit. They're just cheap whetstones from China. I'll probably do a video at some point. I mean, I recorded a couple, but if you think my recording is bad now, you should have seen what those ones are like. Definitely not good. So I was using these in combination with a whole heap of sandpapers, kind of blocking the light a little bit. But sandpapers range from 80 grit all the way through to 1200. And you can see I've ripped off the corners of some of them because I took a little piece off, and then because I'm carving, it's a lot easier when you wrap the piece around your finger. You can get into the grooves a bit better rather than just scraping it up against a flat piece of sandpaper. So yeah, basically those just sit in a tub of water. I didn't have this plastic tub around the edge of it. That was brought in once I started using a rotary tool. But yeah, it was literally just these bits of leather and some cerium oxide there. Might turn on this light. Well, doesn't make the recording that much better. At the moment I'm using just a normal lamp. I'm trying to get a daylight lamp because they work a bit better for capturing the fire within an opal. Apart from that, I've got a little LED torch that helps me look at some of the opals and work out where the sand spots are going right through the stone or not. Yeah, and then a little while back upgraded to a rotary tool, so it just sits up on a stand here. It's only a cheap Azito rotary tool with a flex shaft. It can only house fairly small bits, but yeah, that just hangs up on the edge of the workbench, up on a stand. For that, it's not overly loud. If I just... it's really not that bad. But I do have some hearing protection, just in case I feel like getting rid of it entirely. But yeah, hearing protection, eye protection, but then I made this out of just a cheap, it was a cheap lidded container from Kmart, just a transparent clear box, because I was just finding that, because I'm in a small garage, I was just finding that I was getting bits flicking off the spinning bits, and it was just getting around the place too much, and it was too much of a hassle to keep clean. So you'll notice that the desk is actually fairly clean for somewhere where opals have been ground and carved at, and that's literally just because of this thing. And I just placed my camera. I'm using a GoPro at the moment. I was using a phone for some of the earlier recordings that I did, but tried to upgrade that to the GoPro, and he basically sits on top of here looking straight down at this tub of water, and my two hands just come in through the sides. In terms of bits, so this is just the default kit that came with the rotary tool. It didn't really have a lot. It did have some felt bits, some sanding discs and the likes, all stuff that's pretty useless for opal. I mean, a wire brush, good for getting rid of rust. I did try using this on a couple rocks. It's just a cutting disc, but really it's meant for, well, not meant for stone. So then I have upgraded since then, so I've got some diamond cutting discs, a whole heap of diamond cutting discs, some for wood because it just came in a kit. What else do I have around? I've got a little little dust mask in case I'm doing anything dry, but really I only ever do stuff well wetted and kept underwater, or at least dipped in water a lot, so I don't get that silica dust in my lungs. This is a handy little, it's like a pencil I guess, but it's waterproof and writes pretty well. Sticks that I'm using for dopping my opals. So I dop using 5-minute epoxy. I'll put a video of that up, but a lot of the time my actual dops and stuff are basically just chopsticks from takeaway sushi places, barbecue skewers, and yeah, tapered chopsticks that go down to a finer point. For the smaller opals, just a water bottle to keep topping up, or if I need a dripping bit of water, then I've got that. Nice little body tone scale that came from Black Opal Direct. I've got a review of some of the stuff that I got from them coming up, which are these stones just here. So it's a beginner's parcel that they sell on their website. We've got some other bits, so I have upgraded bits over time because the kit that came with it was useless. So this is a 50 piece. There is one missing. It was missing when I got it. So this was a 50 piece that I got from China. I mean, each of these bits are worth a couple of cents because I bought the 50 pack for, oh, I don't even know anymore. It was well under 20 bucks, maybe more like 15 bucks. And it looks similar to other stuff that I'd seen on other websites, so I tried to cheap out and use these, and they've actually held up really well. So I've been using these for the coarse grinding, just getting rid of the outer crust on a lot of the opals. Then I tried to continue to cheap out, and I got these bits, which I'm sure will pop up in a video every now and then, and I'll probably complain about them. They're meant to be soft Nova tip like imitations, direct from China, hence all the Chinese writing on the packet that it's in, of various sizes. These things almost don't do anything at all. They degrade rapidly, like they're melting as they touch the water, and if you've actually got it spinning and it touches a stone, it basically just shreds itself. So I mean, it's a bag of pretty useless bits, but I guess they're a couple cents each. After learning from that, trying not to cheap out so much, I bought this kit from Gem Cuts, and I'll have an unboxing and whatnot of that parcel that came through from them. But basically it's got a couple diamond bits, so 3 of those of different coarse, different grit strengths, and then a whole heap of soft tips, just like the ones that I tried to get from China, except of a bit better quality, so they don't just completely get decimated as soon as they touch a rock. The other thing I got from Gem Cuts in that delivery was a pack of 4 Nova tips of various grits as well. So I have upgraded a bit of my equipment. I haven't actually used these yet because I haven't had anything that I've felt worth polishing. Been basically working on a lot of potch lately. Other small bits of equipment, a loop. It's got a battery operated light, so you can light each of the magnifications. I'm not entirely sure what the magnifications are on these. Yeah, I can't really remember what the magnification is on those. That was a pretty cheap tool and it's come in handy a lot to have a final look at things. A small scale, it's got a calibration tool and everything with it as well. It seems to be pretty accurate down to really low weights. I mean, it only does a max of 100 grams though, so that's alright. It's rare that I'm weighing out a 100 gram rock and it's actually an opal, so and then yeah, basically just collection of bits and pieces that I've been working on. So yeah, basically was practicing doing some, like a cushion cut on a piece of potch. Not even sure what I was doing with that one. Got some really low grade boulder opal with next to no colour on it. Oh, this one was a really good but disappointing piece. I've got a video recorded of it. I haven't polished it up because I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it yet. But if the camera will actually pick it up, which doesn't seem to. It's a nice bit of boulder opal. Really good colour. But right in the centre of it is a hole that tunneled through the entire opal, so really good green blue, but highly disappointing that it's got a hole in the middle of it. And I've got a whole heap of other rough in here that I haven't really worked on yet. Some that I have worked on. This one's got a good flash of red to it, but the camera's not going to pick it up too well. Need to switch out cameras for that. And then yeah, basically just a whole heap of bits and pieces that I'm working on that I keep in a little tub. And then yeah, over there you can see that there's a towel. Things get a little bit wet every now and then, and you just gotta mop that shit up. And a little measuring tool, so I can measure a lot of the opals that I cut, or if I'm trying to shape them, this actually comes in handy as well, especially if I'm trying to make a custom sized piece. But yeah, that's basically it in terms of equipment that I've got. No cutting wheels, no polishing disc or anything like that. Really, I'm still doing a lot of it by hand or using the rotary tool for everything, really. It's the workhorse. So yeah, as I get more equipment in, I'll do reviews of it. I mean, I'll do a few reviews of stuff that I've got on this table now, because I've already recorded them when I did the unboxing of them. But yeah, it's kind of a work in progress. This is not day one, but pretty close. Taking it a bit more seriously now that we're a little bit restricted in our movements. It's something I can do from home, and it's pretty fun. Been interested in opal for a long time, so it's good to finally have the freedom to do something like this. Yeah, not as big as Black Opal Direct, probably never will be, but you got to start somewhere, and this is the beginning. So hang around if you want to see any further explanations or reviews on some of the products that I'm using, and yeah, hopefully I can polish up a few nice gems as well.